muted, Hart.
You share it, Hart Honer. You have my link page? Your link page.
You're listening to CSHR Radio. God, Jesus, I couldn't even say that correctly for some reason. You're watching a Hart Honer special. We're going to be showing some art from one of our favorite people, one of our top contributors for the show. Here we are. It is Wednesday afternoon. It is 4:08 p.m. Today is December 7th. Happy holidays, everyone. And here we go. We're going to switch it over for Mr. Hart. And here you go, Mr. Hart. It's all yours.
All right, thank you. At first I
Hang on, we have a problem with your audio.
Me?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fixed. Never mind.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna mute. You do what you got to do, buddy.
I got it. Yeah, I got to share to my page first, I guess.
I thought he already did that in StreamYard. It's not shared to your page? Check your page and make sure it's not
I don't
live.
see it open yet, but
hang on, let me go on Facebook. I'll look.
My internet might be, or computer may be acting slow. Facebook, someone acting slow.
I think I'm on the Hart Honer page, so let me look and make sure. Let's see.
I mean, that's kind of
be kind of like defeating the purpose.
Get out there.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. He said it's on the Hart Honer public page. So
yeah,
you're ready
wonderful.
To go. Yeah.
Thank you. This year. Awesome.
Just not on the personal page, he said.
Oh, yes.
All right, you're good to go.
All right, well, first, yeah, I'd like to thank Scott for allowing me to present with him and as he produces, and Mr. Harshmet. Also like to thank Earth for housing everyone here. And see, each morning, wake up and I go through all the things of what to thank for. And it ends with bringing back to mind love of, and it's the path of heart, and then that with coming back to heart, that everyone can thus live in peace, happiness, and have the way of the good mind. And also give thanks to the ancestors for giving us the path, to show us the way, and with our gratitude that it will hopefully guide them along their way so they can continue to show us our path along the steps of each day. And thank all the creatures, from the smallest creature to the largest, because each within this circle of life here is a contributor to sustaining Earth as she is, because without each one of the cycles of these spirits from these animals, the cycle would be broken. So it is to thank each one of these creatures of all sizes, and it is that also to thank all the plants, all the different forms of medicines, of the way the plants give Earth goodness, and aiding us back to viewing the path of heart through the medicine that is given. And it is given through and protected by the the life protectors. This is the males. They share the seed. They share the light, the power of the light, and they are also the protector of life. And it is to thank each one of the life protectors in each and every form, from the youngest till the eldest. And then it is to thank all the life givers, because they are the ones that give life here. Without them, they are the pathway from the spirit realm to the physical realm, and there could not be spirit within the physical realm without the life givers. And it is this spirit that also we give thanks to. It flows through everything. It is the ever it is, some call it the great grandfathers. It is the power of the fire of the great grandfathers. It is the spirit, and it is the life force that flows and gives the energy from somewhere. Not here. It is
Lori Root
transformed.
says hello, Hart.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. I can't view comments, so if you can keep up with those.
Hey, I already got you, bud. I got you.
Love you. And it is here that I reversed it all, and where thank great grandmother, or well, that's yeah, the great grandmother is Sky Woman. When you look up into the sky, you're not looking out into nothing. You're looking into the womb of our mother. We are in the flowing waters, and it is through her of whom our umbilical cord is attached to. She rooms everything here within and on earth. And it is, well, yeah, obviously to give thanks to her, but to give thanks to Grandmother Moon, because it is her, the moon, that is the regulator of all the waters with here on earth. And so that's all the plant forms, all the animal forms, all the waters from the smallest creek, the smallest stream, to the largest river, to all the oceans. She regulates and gives, and she is the filter for the energies that flow through this. This is why one of the things of on full moons, as it is today, I wanted to get this done before nighttime. I'd like to respect our grandmother and greet her as she arrives. Where's it going? Full moon. This is when her face is full, and when we were to give a compliment to a female, from a life protector to a life giver, we would say, your face is full like our grandmother. That's a compliment. That's one of the highest things, most loving things you can say. And so with each morning, I give these prayers. And then when um, I would go and do my art, I would say a shortened form of these as also too that I would give thanks to the energies, and that I was given the aptitude and the ability to um, first of all give my time to letting my heart out, to give my art, to try to share that. And it is with each and every step I gave reverence to um, each spirit and thanks for being, and plus a bit of tobacco, and then I would toil away. And as I toil away, I would sing and just nothing but a vessel. Well, in my mind, I'd hum, but I would think to my own that I'm just nothing but a vessel, and to let the colors flow and lay as spirit wants me to place them, as to show that others can view the beauty and knowledge that is hidden, or well, it's not really hidden, it's there. And I'd like to note that with the Australians, the original beings of that island, they would view art as it's a great personal responsibility, in that the art that it had to tell a story, and that story had to be a true story. It had to be of truth and of worth of giving to share, and that it was their story. It couldn't be of and not of others. But so there's a responsibility to guide others, to actually inspire and give views that are worth the viewer to fill their hearts and their minds with good medicine, because that's what art is, and that it is to be of such. Is the screen sharing?
I don't see anything on my screen. All I see
No?
is you.
Oh,
You have to share it
okay.
on the screen on Zoom itself.
Oh, okay. There we go. Boom.
Yep. Hart has started screen sharing. And it went full screen. So let me readjust it on my end over here. Let's see, where is it at?
So this is the one that started it all. And it's been interesting too. I had to get these out. It has been a moon cycle and a half. We'll get to the moon cycles in the math in a bit, because this all took math to play out. And even with this picture, there is much that is telling of what it is that the path of the moon shows. That there's a stage, and each stage has certain hue, certain color, certain feel. In that, with the colors and the spacings all tell a certain story, and that's the thing. You look at Australian art, each dot tells a story, and this is a medicine wheel. Some other on the West Coast, they would use rocks to show the medicine wheel, and each rock, through knowing the story behind the rock, you know of where the placement and what that rock represents. So you can't just look at the medicine wheel without knowing the story behind of such, and why that rock, why that pebble, why these dots are put there. So it is that there is to be teachings along with the art, so that the actual picture can be viewed not only from what is inspired from the viewer, but what was trying to be relayed from the artists. So, I was thinking, well, yeah, you have the 4 quarters and the 4 seasons. And the 4 parts. See, everything was with 4. There's 4 directions. There's north, south, east, west. 4 stages of life. But there is the light and dark side. At the bottom here, you have the dark side, and then you have the light side. So, gotta go 8. So, within showing and placing different stars along the chart, we can start to have a better view and view the path and quarters of each part, and that, the 45 degree, the middle part of the seasons is of an importance. This was an earlier rendition. I actually changed the math with thinking of it now. The math with this one here is that this is we'll go back. Now let's talk about some math. Exactly. So we have 360 degrees within a circle. Within the year, though, we have 365 days. So it is that each quarter lends a degree. It adds a day. So each quarter here, see, that's what these little bits of different colors that do not match the rest of the wheel is the extra day filled in there. Then the entire each one adds another quarter day within itself. So each quarter is adding a day in a quarter to the overall yearly cycle. And so with math to place each one of these out here, usually you would do 7 degrees, and then get 364. And then you have 4 degrees left over. So it is that each of these are pushed back and sharing a degree from the next quarter or from the last quarter. Cannot have their cycle without being given and starting out from the other cycle. that's what it kind of shows. As you see, as one starts, the other one ends. There's a start and an end, a start and an end. So each one has their own. Before that, there's one that is not theirs. It's not a black moon, it's not a blue moon. That is actually white, by the way. Hard to color white, so blue is the color of. You're gonna have to use your imagination. All the blue here is white. Because yeah, there's actual black corner. So anyways, there's that. So yeah, that's what these dots are representing. Would y'all have known that if I didn't share? So, and that it also kind of shows each here too. You see how there is a mirror, and there's actually 3 circles within each one, so that it is to represent that there is a point where there is nothing. Outside of that is how the pendulum swings. When there is at each turn of the pendulum, there is nothingness. There's a time of where time stands still and it flips to the next stage. What do we have? Here we have, and it is we have 2 5-pointed stars. Again, it is always to give acknowledgement and to honor and represent both the male and the female, the light and the dark, so that it's not a pentagram, it's a 10-pointed star. And with the 10 points, well, it's going to point out different parts of the year. Going back to pointing out. So with these two, the math. I did altering of some of these are at, see, this is shorter here, and short there, longer here, short there, long, short, long. So it's switching back from to and fro from 6 and 7 to make 13, because there's 13 moon cycles, and that's to do 14, to do the math with 14, it's that it little bit didn't make sense to me. So and to lay it out, to place the moons on here in sort of fashion, but what it did do was move the moons and move the 45. So it whether it is of how, if the moon actually does change speed and rhythm from light to dark to light, and then at different points in times of where it's light speed is going to be different than dark speed, and so that they switch back and forth. And another thing too is that the each was a mirror reflecting of the another corner, and then reflecting back on each half. So each half reflected each other, and each quarter reflected each other, and they were mirror opposites of such to coming at the same point. So that was 10 points. This is going through stages of early writing. So we'll move on here. What do we got? This looks like it. So yeah, with each star, you're going to have a light. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we have 19, or sorry, 9 and 9. So this is an 18-pointed star, but each has the light and dark. Yeah, you could put a 9-point star out there, but it doesn't. It's not fully representing of both sides, and that from the other side, that another cycle is going to be starting anyways. Further on, I gotta count it out here. I believe this is 14. I didn't quite see, but there is, if you can kind of tell with the nuances. Get out of my way here. Is that between, even though they look very similar, there are differences within these lines here. Yeah, some are thinner, some are darker. There's a light and a dark. Always. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 14 here, and then I tried to represent a little bit more along with the path, and then that there are, there's different paths happening. There's different notes happening at the same time. And this, what we got? Same thing too. This is where I started to think a little bit differently after this one. Yes. So I always put the starting point, and you can see the starting points here. So if I could change how to twist the screen, rotate my picture, please. Anyway, so I can't find the rotate part. Apologies. I have other pictures too that I would have downloaded of the different points of view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is another. So I guess they changed the math. Both of those were 2 different views. And so go back to. So I started thinking that I was getting these wrong. And that these half moons, because they are placed within the wrong spot. And I'll show it differently here. See, this is what we think of what the moon cycle is. Is that, you have a full moon and a dark moon. Oh, no, well, this is the actual view. Usually this is how we think of it. What the key of the moon is, and how I drew each one of those pictures was as important to this, with having the half moons at the outer end. I was like, wait a minute, no, that's wrong. Within, because there's music, there's a song. She is the regulator of the waters. That's the flowing. The flow is the sound. The sound is the movement. Movement is everything. This is the sound universe. And how sound waves works is the way the moon works, in that there is a light side and a dark side, and that the nulls, the keys holders, are the half moons. And with their equality, there's differences with their equality. There's a flip side. There's sides that are different to these nulls, these keys. That's how a string works. That these are the holders, and if you stretch out and make a bigger wave, you make a deeper voice. You make smaller waves, then you make a higher voice. That's so it is that these nodes are this is where no sound happens. That's not where the sound comes from on a guitar string. It comes from the outer edge of the waveform, that is of where then it comes down to a nothingness. It comes to balance. It comes to the balance point, to the key, and then it goes to the next cycle. And so this is the way that I should have been drawing these forms before, and going back. There's a light side and a dark, but if you can tell, it is, where does the dark side start? See, even with this simple chart art, it's chart art. What is the chart? Chart is a map. What is a map? Map is a key. You have to learn how to read a map to know the key. So to know the chart, you have to know what the music's on about. So when does the dark side start? This is see, I wish a scanner worked and that it wasn't a photograph, because it's actually that's an art form within itself, is taking pictures and showing the nuances. So this is supposed to mirror reflect on this side here of where it is light. Where does the light start? Immediately after the dark. When does the dark side start? Right after the light path. It is still within the light path of where the dark or within the light of where the dark sound starts. The journey of the darkness is at the beginning of, or the end of, light's path. And that each one of these nodes has a male, and a female. In that they're alternating notes, they're alternating keys. In that you get the red shift, yellow shift. And so it is that they are spacing for the new moons or the full moons. And you can look at them both at the same sort of way. What side is light, what side is dark. They're both the same. Doesn't and in a way you can kind of view each one of these circles as on the other charts too, as the same as a full moon is a new moon, and a new moon is a full moon, and it's always a full moon. It's just how much light is actually visible to the naked eye, and that the full entirety of the moon is always full. If you get a good enough eye, you'll be apt to view. And so yes, you have light shift, dark shift. You have male and females. And that each cycle here has a continuance where there's gray. It's a little bit hard to tell. The gray path goes black. The black goes gray. And the blue goes red, and the red goes blue. And if you were to look at this and crisscross your eyes, you can line up each one of the nodes and line up different nodes, make different circles as to where this will pop out, and your eyes when you line it up just right, this will pulsate, and it'll do red shift, blue shift within your vision. Both it'll be pulse. It'll become alive. It'll breathe like 3D like. Oh yeah. So yeah, and that it is that, well, yeah, the nodes have their own cycles too. I didn't draw the known bigger circles within here, because then it would be start to get a little bit more. And I need bigger. But yeah, this thing is absolutely amazing. You get to view it in real life. So that's it flipped. I don't know what picture would have been better. And yeah, so that they're going to have their own colors too. The nodes are going to have their own hue. And it actually shows the shift between male and female, and it shows the shift between male and female within here too. So each so within the male side and the female side, there's a female and a male side, and then it switches, and they share it their own little cycle, and that they make their own yin yang, and then that lends way and gives way to the next. And you can't have a female side without a male side. You can't have a male side without a female side. You are both male and female added together to create MF or FM. You are FM radio. We are male and female. It's just what what key is your cue pointed to. So yeah, it made me think of like, okay, well, you add it up. You have 8. Each quarter has their own pathways. So what does that look like? I thought. Oh, yeah, you have light, dark, to light, to dark, to light. So you have 4. Where is this going to go? This is 2-dimensional. You have to picture this as 3D. It's going to go to the other side, and then there's 8, and then that's infinity. So yeah, baseball. So that's what kind of looks like there. Oh yeah. So you have that path. So that got me to going on into the next parts of the arts, the charts that I placed. So this is what 8 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-point star. So this is within all 7 degrees. And then I put the light side and the dark side on the right places, with showing that it is the half moons that are the actual key holders. The training. So yeah, that's how I decided to draw the 8-pointed. That is an 8-pointed star. I thought of it after. It could have, but it shows that there's triangles within everything. Everything is a triangle. Same thing too. This is 10 points, and showing all the different nulls and end points to nothingness to the beginning, and to nothing to beginning. So that's 10-pointed star. And with looking at the 10-pointed star and all the other stars and getting through, it got me to thinking, hey, look at that. The 10-pointed star points out the 8-pointed star. The 5 points out the 8 or the 4. So, and within that, I can show both. So I thought, okay, well, and it's like, hey, well, it actually shows a medicine wheel here, and that each of these is that there's all sorts of light and dark, dark and light happening, and all being shared all at the same time. So, and that with -7, we have 7 sacred teachings. 7 is very, very much big to us, and with how to do all of these quarters, I had to use the math of 7, and then it is that within each, they always share a moon. That there's always a sharing moon between and in the beginning of each one. So I thought I would do 7s, and yeah, this is the 7. So we have the 7-pointed star, and then the 14, the 21, and a 28-pointed star. But the math with this chart and the way of how it's spread out, I didn't, because it always sort of pointed out to the same moons, and it was, yeah, it doesn't show the full accuracy of what the 7-pointed star does. So refer to the 7 chart for that. Or the 14-pointed star, and that'll point out what it is. And see, but that's what I thought too, is that each one of these stars are going to show different celebratings and points of when we are to give acknowledgement of sacred times within the year, so that we'll go to the smallest one here. What one is the smallest? So that's the end here. So yeah, I started with 8, and that is the beginning here. So there, with each of these quarters, there's 13. You can take each one of these charts and still, even though it's representing of this quarter, all you have to do is imagine the entirety of the moon cycle to view of what the 8 is going to do, or what the 9 is going to show, or the 10. And then the 12. Where's the black? Where's the black? Where'd it go? So, yeah. Oh no, there's the blue. That's 12. Each one of these kind of have their own certain things. I'm not going to get into it now. I'm trying to shorten things up here, because so with this chart, it was a little bit interesting in creating that each one of these are a mirror reflecting of each other, of when they go into the other, from the past or into the future, of whatever they're sharing a complete mirror opposite too, but what is going on is different within their path. It is that this one, it will be on the waxing, and one will be on the waning, growing or falling. And that's how the chart always works. It's always a mirror reflecting of, but opposite to. Oh, I hit the wrong button and it's making my computer think. I hope something doesn't quite pop. Oh yeah, it brought back to the beginning, and that it's not always about some things are to be pretty. That it's right here. I'm gonna cry now. It brought tears to my eye when I finished it. It's so gorgeous to me. It's just simply the moon. With this was the older one of the first ones, but it was perfect. I didn't mess up. There's not one. I mean, there's a couple of things that, but some of the older ones I have whiteout and paint. Well, it's paint. I used white paint to hide my mistakes. This just flowed, and it's just showing 13 or 26. And that, yeah, it doesn't always have to be about math or sometimes, yeah, art is just to be admired. So yeah, how does that look like as a key? There you go. Some might or not. That's how it looks. Knowledge. One of them were green. Oh, I didn't get to. No, and I hit the wrong key again. Still,
And Lori says, life is art, art is life.
Right? You can't even spell earth. Earth is just without art. So yeah. I'm trying to look at where's my doodads. Why won't I open? Yeah, some may have asked. I thought, man, how does that look like as an actual key instead of a cycle? So that's how it looks like as music. Yeah, drawn with the half moons within the appropriate place. They are placed appropriately, accordingly to where they are. One thing I did mess up too, though, on the, when it flips to the dark side, those are actually new moons, and a full moon is a new moon, and new moon is full moon. They're mirror opposites, and that the cycle, even though it's on the inside, that's where the new moon is. On the previous cycle, that it was flipped. Right, so yeah, so here you have a full moon and it's going to a new moon, but the new moon is on the inside now. It's not on the outside where the light would be. So this is actually light here, and yeah, it's mirror opposite. Light is dark, dark is light. And then when you flip, dark is light, light is dark. So yeah, some did a live stream on this one of where, well, let's show it accurately for what it is, entirely, fully. So what we have is all 104 stages. Each is that there's 104 keys. There's 104 stages, different quarters of the moon. Divide that by so each side has 52. Divide that by 226. Divide that by 213. So there's every single 104 moons along with 365 days. And the North American, or me and Scott were chatting about this earlier, the North American native astrology chart. And well, it as I was in doing this chart, I was like, this is opposite to. They show things opposite. I gotta go quickly grab another piece of paper and that's in the other room to show why. So, am I on the screen? Can you put me on the screen there, Scott? Here you have a astrology chart and the Western placement. And what you have to do with the Western placement of this chart is they flip and invert everything. So summer is down here where the body is, and winter is up here. And then when you're viewing it and given your astrology chart, you have to imagine it opposite and going along with everything else that goes clockwise. Everything goes clockwise. Every single, nearly every single movement is clockwise, besides a few planets and nodes. When we have eclipses, that's a node, a dark node, coming from the opposite way. It goes counterclockwise.
Hey,
Everything
Hart,
else is.
I hate to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but I'm about to hop off because I have my event that I have to do.
Oh, okay.
No, you keep going.
Oh, I
Harsh
can
is gonna
keep
pick it
going.
up.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you can keep going as long as you want. Harsh is gonna pick it up. I'm gonna leave everything running here for you, so
I
you'll.
was all rushing so you can get a bunch of this, but I'm
Oh, no,
nearly
no, no, no,
wrapping
no,
it up
no. Go
anyways.
ahead, do what you got to do, man. I'm gonna leave everything running, the music, everything.
You have a wonderful. Well, I'm gonna watch you later, man. But yeah,
Well, good deal.
you have a great show, man.
Well,
Enjoy.
we're not. We're running sound for a different band tonight, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. So,
Well, good luck then. I'm going to.
yeah, I want to watch the rest of it anyway. So take your time, do what you got to do.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks, Harshman, for taking over, and thank you, Scott, once again for.
I'm gonna turn the call over to you, Hart, so you
Awesome.
can end it whenever you're ready to end it.
Cool. Well, I'd like to thank Mr. Scott Saunier for being a gracious host. I don't know what the screen is doing at the moment.
It's showing your picture, your main picture. Your
Perfect. Yeah, I want to go back to the actual big picture. So that's what it is. You have to imagine your chart differently to how it is placed within the yearly chart, because down here, this is fall time. This would be September 21st. This is the shortest day of the year. And then it goes to the winter equinox. And then you go to summer solstice or spring solstice, and then you get the fall equinox. So I'm bear. I'm supposedly 5-degree bear. So that would put me over here. But that's not where August that's not where my birth was. Yeah, so I wanted to and to redo this, so you didn't have to imagine, and you can actually point out of where you are and figure out what your totem is with actually going and counting the days of the year to figure out where you are. So yeah. Is there anything else that I wanted to point out here? So yeah, I'm just trying to point it on the next one because they still show the same 104 moons, each one of them. Make you bigger. No, I hope I don't make it too big. One back. So here you have the solstice that is placed at the appropriate spots, and the equinoxes. Also, I going through it, and after going, you know, getting the moon placement wrong and where they are, and I just kind of figured of that's where this is where the new moon is, and this is where it goes to a full moon at right after the solstice, and or sorry, the equinox, and it goes to a new moon right after. Yeah, lo and behold, they're placed right. New moon is when new moon, and full moon is when full moon. So this is a pretty darn accurate chart. See, the thing is that each you have to remember that each quarter adds and lends from and starts from the last quarter, and that each one of these has a day. So when you are in and around this point of the cusp, right? Is that you kind of got a little say you're right on the cusp or at the beginning of, you got to picture you got to picture yourself in the black if you start in the on the blue side, or right on the green line, because I pretty much squeezed in the days, each one of those, and I tried showing with other that these days are squeezed in there somehow within the cycle. The yearly cycle is the only year that doesn't, or the only cycle that does not have 360 degrees. It has more. But it is to show that each is giving and lending to from the previous, and cannot have without being lent the energies from beforehand to. That's what a cycle is. It has to start and share and be given from the other side. And that, well, each so through each quarter you have 13 different cycles. So then you have 13 different weeks within each week. So that's here too. All right, that this is a fortnight. All right, I rather for a quarter moon. or a quarter night. I'd rather have a quarter night than a fortnight. Because that's what we do. We court her. It's her. It's we are in her quarters. Yeah. It is her fort. But it is through her courting, right? What are we courting? We're trying to pick up from the energies. We're trying to join. Courting is joining, isn't it? When you're picking up on the opposite side and trying to mate, male and female together, that's courting. So, yeah, quarter night. And that, see, with the Eastern and everyone's given days now, and being dazed and confused. We had nights. See, it wasn't everyone that had a calendar. There was the Mayans had a calendar, yes. I had that popped up. I'm gonna find it. Show it. Oh, it's not showing. And it moved it somewhere stupid at the moment, so I don't have it up. That's annoying. Oh. Anyways, it's fairly similar to this. And you can probably find much of the same sort of things that are pointed out. Within this chart too, it does show that there is a switch between, and that each quarter has a light and a dark. And it switch. There's always a changeover, in a male and a female to every side. So yeah, going back days. Yeah, don't they want to tune heights? Why don't we tune the heights tonight? After next night, last night, night before last, 3 nights ago, during the day. Or do you want 4 days ago? You want to fort those days and be stuck in the days? We had nights. Going back to the winter, the summers. Not everyone had calendars. And it was only pretty much the star keepers, the star viewers, the ones that of tribes that were allotted the special privilege to watch and obey what the stars have to tell, because they weren't out gathering food for themselves and they doing all the other extra day chores of everyone else. They were up during the night to view the stars, and so it is pretty much them who only had a knowledge of, unless everyone was up to date and watching and viewing of what the moon actually does, because that's what we did. We followed the moon, not days, not the sun. We have 7 sun cycles within a moon stage. So yeah, so you have a yin and yang. So these are each one of the little circles here is 7. So together you have 14, and within that 14, well, you'll have a dark or light. So you get your 13 and your 26. You're both sides of light and dark within the cycles, and your days or your nights. That's what you go. Yeah. So going back to birthday, we didn't have birthdays. You're born once, you have anniversary of your birth. The anniversary of your birth was not really known by anyone. Not usually. We had winters. I am this many winters old. Yeah, you made it past winter? Congratulations, you didn't die that winter. That's what we added up. That's what was added. You made it past the death, the cold season. You made it past death. To be born again in the springtime. So we each celebrated one birthday, one anniversary of being birthed. And well, that was pretty much at springtime. At the beginning of the year, we made it past winter. Congratulations! And now that there's going to be an abundance of food, so yeah, we didn't have nights or days. We had nights, and then that's how we counted. That's how years were counted too. The winter's the night. That's when you go into hibernating and darkness, and yeah, that's when it gets cold. That's so within the seasons, winter's night. Give me a moment. I need to catch my breath. I've been chatting up for a moment here. And I'm not viewing any comments, so my apologies if I cannot read. I can read, but view them at the moment. And so yes, with each one of these, I took my time and gave reverence to each stage, and that each color change and each different time I did a different operating mode. I showed recognition and thanks that I did was apt to complete that previous mode, and to give thanks and acknowledgement to everything that is and allows me to do the next mode, and to please guide my hands accurately and clearly so as to where I can share the art and others can view. And that's how this became colorful. So this is thousands of movements and points of showing reverence to and thanks and hoping and honoring, and that these colors are representing and showing brightness and clearly as per to what they are. And I hope my falcon looks like a falcon. Beaver, like a beaver. Hope. I'm going to show acknowledgement and give thanks to the stencil that gave way to the deer. That's not my drawing. I just colored in the deer. Everything else was a struggle to draw that tiny. And it's actually pretty small. It's 18 millimeters. That's the distance between there and there is 18 millimeters. So yeah, this here is a chart that is accurately placed as to where I am bare. This is where August is. Yeah, 5-degree August. So I can count 5 days within bare coming into Bear, and as you see, Bear starts here. And you can count the days back of when. Okay, it's 3 days before the starting of this moon stage, before the starting of the week. And that, yeah, I count 5 degree in, so that's pretty much there. This here, that's August 28th. That's my birthday. If you're here within the year, that's the spring. So spring equinox, and this is going to be the fall solstice. Or sorry, the fall equinox, and that's the the summer solstice. Summer solstice is here. So this is winter, and we just moved into Owl. So this is where Owl is. This is where we are right now. And if you were to, well, here, look where they put Owl. Is that here? No, Owl not there. Bear not there. So, and yeah, each one of these parts of the moon is a medicine wheel. Each one of these weeks is also a medicine wheel. Everything is a medicine wheel. That's what these are called. They're and why the color arrangements are placed in as such. And that each of these, this is white. This is representing of north. That's the winter. This is where mind comes from. And that this is springtime. And that's representing of the east. That's where our spirit comes from. Our spirit is our legs. Our legs is what we put forth. What we put forth each quarter. Everything is 4. And that, so, and yeah, so I place that within the middle here. So north, white, is in the north. West is black, is west, and that is when their highest part of each cycle is that you get in the hottest days of get in the days of summer. It's not the hottest right at the tipping point at June 21st. No, you get in the middle or the end of July and middle of August. That's when it gets hot. And December 21st, that's not when winter is its coldest. It's when it gets further on. That's January, February. Oh, it's minus 40 here. Just to let y'all know. That's today. Full moons are usually colder. If you go within the light of the moon, it is actually colder in the moon than if you go into the shade. See, the sun gives heat. It gives energy. The moon takes the energy. It's evaporating our energy. This is why animals and human beings' crime rate goes up at full moons, because this energy is being drawn out to be filtered, and it's not the way the why people go loony, right? They go to the loony bin. That's from the moon, lunar. The moon drives them crazy. Why? Because they're not giving acknowledgement to and sharing and releasing their energies, and honoring that moment of time of when that they are to cleanse, and then to give thanks, and then of when they are to embrace and to receive the energy from. See, at new moon ceremonies, it is done at high noon and in the middle of the day when the sun and the moon are dancing together. They're doing a matrilineal dance. They're right beside each other. The only reason we can't, because the sun is so bright. And if you view, they're just off of new moon right at the beginning, right before and right after. They're right close. In the dances, and then when it goes to in a way to become full, is that's when yeah, oh sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The new moon ceremony, yeah, it's done at noon, because that's when they are out together, and full moon ceremonies are to be done at night. So at new moon ceremonies, because the sun is giving off energy, we are to embrace that energy that is coming, that is filtered from the moon, and then to us. So that energy there, we are to fully embrace and accept. Well, we're always to embrace and fully accept the sun, but and see, he's our eldest brother. He's the son of the mother. The mother is Earth. It's within the name itself. He's akin to us. Akin, well, how to? He is the yeah, our because mother gave birth to the son. Earth, Mother Earth gave birth. He is equal to us. Aren't siblings equal? Or is there sibling rivalry going on here? Or praise? But there shouldn't be. Not full acknowledgement of all spirits that are. So, new moon, full moon. I found it interesting when creating. It is that when I was drawing these quarter moons, that, well, besides even the angle of how a circle is placed is key. If it's off a little bit, you're going to notice, hey, that one's a bit closer. That's a bit closer. That's close. Oh, this one's hanging a little bit different. Within building straight lines and buildings, you don't really see the end of the how far everything is off. But within circle math, and then you're trying to get it has to be darn pretty much bang on and perfect, because to come back and around, everything has to line up. It has to line up. If calculating is off, it's going to come at a different point at the other end, or look off. Yeah. And then too, just to draw the quarter moons is a trick in itself. Each part is added its own bit of trickiness and math. But yeah, within showing how it's darkness comes from the other side. It's going out into the light, but darkness comes from the outer. It comes from the outer. And then lightness comes from the inner. Do that? Huh. I found that quite interesting. Let me grab that other page. Grab that other page. So, give a moment to think at the moment of 13 here. Each one of these quarters have 13. And so 13, 13, 13, 13. And then there's dark sides to the 13. So there's actually 26. But 13 and within the Mayan calendar, 13 and 20 were two very. That's what the Mayan calendar is based off of. 20 parts as we have 20 digits, okay, for the on our hands, on our fingers, toes. So 20 and 13. We have 13 movements of the body. Your ankles, your knees, hips, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your neck. Add those up, that's 13. So then you have 13 weeks. Each quarter has its own 13 weeks. So within each quarter you have, or which within each half, you're going to have another 13. Then yeah, within the full you get 13. It's everything is fractal, and so you can look at this within life too. When and that's how it is. So yeah, with the astrology chart, you have 9 months of the year. Well, first 3 months is spirit. You're not here yet. And then you're birthed into the realm. See, it's mind. Okay? No, sorry, it's mind. It's thought. It's only thought. It's not quite given spirit until given legs. Okay? Then once given legs, then being birthed into the realm and into the east, then we are given body within the summertime, and within that body, then we start to become knowledge. This is when you start to know. And so you look at this too, that this is childhood, and this is adolescence, like that, then adulthood, and then elder, and then you become ancestor. Okay? That this is when you fall. That's the end. So then you are given. You go to the ancestor, the spirit realm, given spiritual legs, given a spiritual body. You learn what it is to be an ancestor. And then you are thought of to be born once again, then given spirit to be here. That is how ancestry goes. So yeah, you can look at 3 years. Each three is going to give you 6 years. So at age 3, you're going to have and come to a different point in your life. Age 6, you're going to come to a different growing point. It's a different threshold. Age 9, a different threshold. And age 13, son's 12 right now. So this is where my son is. He's going to be off and to come to 13. Once he comes 13 years of age, that comes to a new cycle of growing. So you can look at it again in a larger and make it bigger. When we get to the age of 20, science says that the mind stops thinking stops growing at the age of 25, and that's when the mind is set. And then it's really hard to break old habits. That's when we're it's very much imprinted into the being of whom they are. Well, the turning point is 26. That's when you're truly after the 25th year. You have come into adulthood. So all you have to do is expand and retract the same charts to view each part of our life from the day of when the sun sets to the depths of night to the dawn of day to midday to the week, the month, the year. It's the same fractal steps, and they try to make everyone scared of 13. It is the one of the most I hate the wrong button again. How many other things did I point out that was 13? Well, I'm trying to look at the right. 13 is here. Right. What was that? Oops. So yeah, the moon travels at 13 degrees. I don't have the aptitude to calculate that and to confirm. But apparently that's what it is. So yeah, each quarter has 13 parts. It's all about 13. 13 weeks between the equinoxes. What is it? Is a power number in nature and in spirit. It's the only teen number in the Fibonacci sequence. So then, yeah, you go back to the astrology key. They are 12 different zodiac signs, and then you add the sun to that. No, dog, no. Oh, jeez. My dog almost crushed the word. So include the sun yet 13. Yeah. So yeah, Buddha had 13 disciples. Islam had 12 Islams, and yeah, is IMAS making the 13. Each had is 13. There are 13 chakras, not 7. Yeah, it's a prime number, so it's incorruptible. Cannot be. It's strong. It's fortitude, right? Yeah, going back to 13 bodies.
Well, I mean, and don't forget, Hart, for some of the quote-unquote critical thinkers, they'll always yell about how it's the 13 families, the 13 bloodlines.
Yeah, 13 bloodlines. It's always oh, it's disgusting. Go on Facebook, type in the numerical 1 in 313, and then write 13 after, and watch the photos that come up. I don't know what went on there, but I was trying to view this post.
Right.
Fair warning.
All right, let me read some of the comments from the audience, mainly Laurie. So she says, very pretty. Round of applause. Life is art. Art is life. I am 62 winners. And she says, so harsh is an adult then. Well, yes, barely.
Right? Yeah. That is kind of probably. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong freaking button there. All right. So yeah, I'll probably go in another day and check out do a whole astrology thing. But like literally, 13 is everything. This is the key to everything. It shows when a
Well, you know, people fail to realize about the number 13. It's also, in a way, a balance of good and evil. Because think about it. What are the two numbers that make up 7 and that equal 13?
it's 6 and 7.
Exactly. 6 is a bad luck number, and 7 is a good luck number. So.
Yeah, and they try to skip out 13.
Right.
You know, oh, my internet is being. Ugh. Make sure things are shut. What is this? Oh, that's that. Okay, no.
Well, Laurie says, I've always considered 13 lucky. I mean, you know, there are times when I've been at the tables and I thought 13 was a lucky number too. So, but speaking of 13, we have one viewer and 3 reactions. 1, 3, 13. And we're at the 1 hour 32-minute mark.
Get out.
So,
Times 2, 26.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked the number 13 though.
Yeah. And see, yeah, that's the thing. We always forget about the nights. We're given these weeks of where we become weak instead of having fortnights. Wouldn't you rather have fortitude over weakness and
Right.
weak ends? There's no weak beginnings. They don't say weak beginning. You know,
Right.
don't
It's
you
called
want?
Monday.
Yeah, you want to end strongly. You want to begin strong. You want to be strong the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm kind of running to the end, and I think I've shown at least hope. Think I wanted to add as much as I want. Yeah. There was a little bit of what what they could represent of the where eagle is. I'm also quickly look. I think it's still there, and I hope I don't hit the wrong button yet.
Yeah.
There we are. So yeah, some could think of north as bear. Bear is the deliberator. Where eagle is east. So that the eagle has sight, is given sight, is when we are given sight. Oh, wrong button. So south some view as I guess what was the other one? What's on the other one here? A wolf. Wolf is sort of path maker. That's what and Deer can be a path maker too. They run away from wolves, so darn right they're making their own path while they're
Well, if they don't make their own path, if they don't make their own path, they're going to get hunted down anyway, right? So.
right. Yeah, and that's what we did. That's another native teaching is follow the paths of the animals. You view nature and you also follow their path. But they've already made the path. Why are you trying to trek new ones? But if you ever gone out in the wilderness, it's tough. It's
It
not
is.
easy getting it about. There's a whole bunch of thickets and all sorts of whatever. So it was to follow the path of the what deer makes, what moose makes, yeah, bear. So for definitely the middle plains here. The west is viewed by the buffalo as uh, both buffalo is give it see, and others view north as wolf. It all depends of who whereabouts and what clans, what tribes of what animal that they are going to put to parts of the medicine wheel too. And yeah, I did another one too with green instead of black. This is a Cree um around Alberta, Montana. They may represent with green opposed to black within. So yeah, it is to give acknowledgement of where, and yeah, to show that each are going to have their own representing, and that you should um acknowledge of whom get inspires, and pretty much all natives inspired. Go back to one of these books here. It is clinically proven DNA that from north, the very, very, very tip where the Inuks, the Inuit are, where what I am, to the very, very tip of the south, it is all one race, genetically the same. Every native is the same native. We're all brothers and sisters. It's so I forgot where I was going with that. I guess I have the controls. I haven't really used it yet. I'm gonna try to use the controls. I don't know what the screen looks like.
Well, it's Lori commenting. Moon day, I can see the moon.
Yeah, she's probably coming out now. It is getting dark where I am. And I wanted to pay acknowledgement to.
Well, I got the end button right here, so it's up to you.
Oh,
really.
I just kind of wanted to have the screen on me. I wanted to get to the digits of us going back.
Yeah. Get the screen on you then. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment of what is on the screen. So great video.
Well, right now the screen is on the 13. I was on the other things you were mentioning earlier. So you're gonna have to change the screen up.
Yeah, Zoom.
So.
I haven't been given the controls of Zoom before, so I don't know what I'm actually looking at.
No, right now we're all still looking at the last screen you put up with the wolf, the eagle, the grizzly bear, and the buffalo.
Oh. It's just stupid. It's just changing the screens for me. It's Zoom. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. I really wish I could figure out what's. Can you take over controls? Do you know how? I wish I gave them to you, but I guess you're driving or something, right?
Right. Well, anyway, you were able to change the screens before. You should be able to change them again.
Really? Does that do something?
Yeah, you were changing screens the whole time.
Oh no! Well, no, I was just changing. I'm trying to change the camera. I want my face on. I'm trying to show a
Right.
piece of
So you
paper
may
in
have
my
to.
hand. It's I didn't take a picture of it, so
Right.
yeah.
So you might have to see. Might have to change the screen again, or like stop sharing the screen.
Well, yeah, I can't even find the stop share button. It's not like once you switch the zoom control
Right.
over.
We have to go to the bottom part of the screen. That's where you might find.
Yeah, it's showing me a very dumbed down version with very little controls. So I'm just gonna close as much as I can here, and here you're
Yeah.
just gonna get uh um. So that's the path of souls. That's the Milky Way. That's where the ancestors stroll. Uh, if that's my screen viewing, but media control. Like it's just all I have options to do is hmm. Did I change it? Am I on the screen now?
No, I think what's on the screen is the other is some of the other artwork you showed earlier.
Uh, okay. Well, no, I was trying to get it. Anyways, well, I pretty much showed of what I can always show, and I did share that viewing of what I wanted to. It was just another thing to add to
Yeah.
the calculating and adding to. It has something to do with 20. But
Right. I think. Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
think if you hit stop on sharing the screen, you might be able to. We might be able to see your paper against the piece of paper you wanted us to see.
no, I lost controls completely.
Okay, who's got?
Like, I hit stop video. And then like I don't even view any of the screens anymore. So I'd like to acknowledge everyone and thank everyone that came to view what the moon is, and I hope I've shown um how pretty
Yes.
uh as per the artwork go. I don't know. Thinking, am I offered to get to see if to see I'm apt to do these again.
You should. You definitely should. You definitely should.
And as opposed to it's a little bit difficult to keep a piece of paper, but I no because I've done it beforehand. I can transfer to and put onto canvas. So if
Sure.
someone would like to commission work, yeah, that last one that I did show there, I mean that took days.
Right.
Each section took at least, oh well, 18 hours.
Damn.
Yeah.
18 hours. Wow.
Oh yeah, sometimes it was literally from night and day um to try to get this out. That was it was yeah, nearly cuz it started at a new moon. So we went through a full moon and then a new moon, and now it's full moon again. That's how long it took to get all of those pieces of art down and out of my mind, and on so that others can view. It's easier when you can view it as such. Um, yeah, it's a little interesting that it took that long. It's a cycle and a half. Each other half has to lend to the other half to continue on. But, so yeah, it is art. It's time consuming, and yeah, the math and to get it down. If anyone saw my other live stream before, is to make it perfect, and if it wasn't, I have so much scrap because of where my hand didn't put down the marks where it should be, or I overmarked or soaked the paper because they're water based markers, so they'll literally soak the paper, and I can destroy the artwork. But yeah, even to get those angles, the angle of the quarter moons going around those little half circles is detrimental to get right. Otherwise, it don't look right. So the and yeah, it's to get it out and to be perfect and to be beautiful, and I won't accept anything less. So yeah, it is art, and if anyone is to offer or to actually commission something, it is to be viewed as such. Even though these are on pieces of paper, it is literally priceless in my eye. But
It is. It definitely is.
you know, uh, um,
Yeah, we may have to do a live stream where we just we have to do a live stream where we just showcase all your artwork
right, and just pick
or a
out every
special
little
presentation.
because each one has tiny little nuances and little lessons. Because the even when I mess up, that's what it was. It was a lesson of how not to mess up the next time.
Yeah, that could definitely be like a that could definitely be like a Thursday night or a Thursday afternoon or like a like a Saturday afternoon type thing,
Yeah, yeah.
whichever day of the week really.
Oh, but yeah. My moon probably already has risen. I probably missed her. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. So, um, she should be quite visible if
Well,
the
Lori
clouds
says.
aren't out.
All right, well, Lori says when I move, I would love to have a print of that chart. It will be in 7 or 8 months. I pay well, lol.
Oh yeah. See, like, I've been wasting time trying to get the scanner to work because, yeah, we're taking photographs. Oh, even that took a whole bunch of time. Try to have it bright enough, and yeah, some of those are a little bit shady, and to get the angle right. I mean, if I'm off a degree too, well, you can kind of view it from the picture. From like if I were to show you a bunch of different ones, like wow, that's the difference between that little bit of an angle, and that's what it is. Like yeah, you throw the angle off. Oh, you can't, and no one can see me anyways. But yeah, you throw the angle off at the you put a straight line at the bottom of a circle, and then you put that circle at the bottom of another circle and start to move that circle a degree. The bottom of that other line has moved immensely. The movement on that smaller and to the degree is very, very noticeable. Is yeah. Circle math is very tight, and the smaller the circles you go, the tighter the degrees are, and the harder it is to make. Um,
That it
so
is.
yeah, I'd like to do larger where it's easier.
Exactly. That's the way to go. All right, Art. So we sign. Shall we sign? Is it time to sign us out?
Yeah. And just the same thing too with is it is with reverence. It is to give thanks to all the energies that came beforehand. and all the energies that came as it was, and all the energies to come to come, and all from the smallest little nuance to the greatest, from both sides of the light and the dark, from male and female to the ancestors to see that's the faces that are gone and the faces not yet born, the faces unsung, uh, and yeah, to give thanks to all the forms of medicines, to all the flowing waters, to all the spirits, that is all filtered and regulated by our grandmother, the moon, mm, which I hold the probably the highest reverence besides Earth and Skyline and here. And I give
Yeah.
thanks to everyone that joined and will join again.
Absolutely.
Um,
Right.
and please restore anything to mind that has been forgotten, and anything that does not apply. Please take it away.
We will see you all, and we will see you all next. What's your next video then? We'll see you all in the next video then.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more freer now that I got out that stuff out of my mind.
Good. All right. Take care and have a great rest of your week.
Cheers.